Hi, this is Maria. Today I'm going to show you how to make this simple layout using Procreate brushes. And you can achieve this whether you're using Noteshelf or Goodnotes or any other program, really. Those are the two that I tend to use. And it's a reusable image, so it's very handy to make it once and use it over and over. So let's get started. This is the 2020 Digibujo by Jenny Gollan Designs. I'll link everything that I'm using in the description below, but you can use any planner you choose to use. Please remember to like and share and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you get notified when I post a new video. Alright, let's get started. Let's go up here and clear my page so I can show you how I start. I'm going to click the up arrow, current page, PNG, and share, and I'm simply saving my planner page. If you are working in Goodnotes, you would go to the up arrow here, export this page, save as an image, export, and again you would just save image into your camera roll. Either way, it's going to give you the same image into your camera roll. Now I'm going to go into Procreate, I'm going to click plus and screen size. Now there was a feature there where you can, let me go back, where you can import a photo. I found that the resolution, that it doesn't give me enough resolution to do what I want. So what I did was I asked for a screen size. Okay, so here we are, my big screen. I'm going to go to wrench, add, insert photo, and I'm going to pick up that last image, whether you got it from Noteshelf or Goodnotes or whichever app you want to be working in. This is just going to give me an outline of the planner that I'm using. I'm going to add a layer. You always want to work in different layers. I'm going to grab a brush from a pack called Calendars, and you get a lot of different daily spreads. There's a weekly spread in here, lots of basics in here, but I want the schedule, and I'm just going to play with the size of my brush here, and that's green, so let's pick a black and drop it into place, use my arrow tool to size it where I want it. I'm in freeform so that I can skew this image to fit where I want to be. I'm leaving myself space to add some pretties here. I'm going to go to another layer, that same calendars pack, and I believe I want that one. Again, with the arrow tool in freeform, I'm going to just size that to fit. Okay, add another layer. Now let's add some flowers. So I'm going to find I do have lots and lots of Procreate brushes already purchased. I like to work in Procreate. I'm going to find the one called Flowers and Leaves. And Jenny is an artist, so all of these flowers are beautifully drawn. It makes you look like an artist without knowing how to draw. Okay, so I'm just going to drop that in place. I can alter the size here just a little bit, and I'm going to lower the opacity so that my flower is not so stark. Okay, I'm going to add another layer, pick a different flower. Let's go with that one. Again, I'm just playing with the size to see what's going to fit the space. You can size here as well. again, click the N and lower the opacity, just so it's not so stark. I get more of a gray effect. Now, of course, I could just pick a gray rather than the black, but this is the way I did it. I'm going to add another layer, pick another flower, make that one pretty big. I'm going to take that arrow tool and skew this longer. Again, opacity, so it doesn't overpower my page. I'm going to bring this one way down so that I can see the wording around that flower. Add another layer, pick another flower. Actually, let's pick a leaf and put that here. Take my arrow. Now this tends to get in my way, so simply move your image until you can see it, and that way when I click my arrow and this comes up, I can still see what I'm doing. Okay, again, click the N to lower the opacity. And I'm just guessing, my opacities are not the same, I'm just guessing there. Alright, so now, let's see, add another layer, and some dandelions. And we'll just add those randomly here and there. Lower the opacity, and then slide and duplicate so that they're the same. Slide and duplicate, and just put those here and there. Okay, let's add another layer and let's start coloring in. So I'm going to pick a pretty pink and a brush pack called Illustration Pack. The Illustration Pack comes with lots of shaders, lots of different drawing brushes. I'm going to pick the texture brush. Play with your sizing and make your image the size, a good size, so you can work with it. Now I can see my tool is going to be too big there. My brush is going to be too big. So we're just going to bring it to a manageable size. This gives me a nice little wash, and if I push harder, I get a harsher color, and then just press lightly to fill in. I find this very relaxing, very soothing, and it's kind of like planner therapy. If you're having a rough day, do a little coloring. And this doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not even trying to stay within the lines. I'm just going for general ideas. Now I'm going to work in all my pinks in one layer, all my greens in another layer. You can do every flower in different layers. This is personal preference, however you choose to work. Again, I'm just pressing harder where I want a harsher color and pressing lighter where I don't, to give me more of a wash. Okay, now let's add another layer. We'll switch to a green. I'm going to stay in that same brush, texture number 2. Make sure my brush isn't too big. and just give me, I'm going a little harder on the center and then just rubbing out in the rest of the leaf. Just coloring lightly to fill in the rest. Now if you find you went a little too heavy on the color, you can take your smudge tool and literally it's like you're rubbing. So you're not quite so harsh with the lines. That's also very good for blending. Back to my brush tool. If it's still a little too harsh, you can always use eraser. I've got eraser and a soft airbrush. And you can actually erase a little bit if you want. But be careful with that. You can lower the opacity. I tend to lower the opacity with my eraser so that I don't erase too much if I find that I went a little heavy-handed with the color. I want it to be more of a background. Okay, back to my brush. I'm still in green, so I'm going to leave it in the same layer. I think my brush is maybe a little too big. There we go. Coloring always makes me feel better. Don't know what it is about it. It's just very relaxing. Alright, I'm going to go to another layer. We'll pick a nice dark yellow. Same brush. We're just going for hints of color here. And that is it. I'm going to go back to my layers, go all the way to the bottom, turn off your planner layer, turn off your background layer, go to your wrench tool, share, PNG, save that right into your camera roll, and then you can open your app. This is Goodnotes. Click the pen tool, the picture icon, and I'm going to insert the image I just saved, and we're just going to simply size it and drop it into place. There it is in Goodnotes. If you're working in Noteshelf, I'm going to add photo, grab that last one, same image, long press, and size it to fit here as well. It's going to work in any app. Noteshelf lets you lock that image. That's it. Simple layout, doing some coloring in Procreate. It's a reusable image that you can use in any program. Thanks for watching.